you guys first. It's midday, it's Saturday. What are you guys doing in quarantine time? Did you have a party last night? Did you drink? Did you just watch TV? Did you Netflix and chill? Did you eat pizza? What did you do on your weekend? Where else would I be? Honestly, everything's closed. All the borders are closed. I don't have a visa, so watch movies and playing games. I decided to drink some wine with my roommate yesterday. We drank wine and Bloody Marys, and I played some, like, I don't know, guys, if you know what house party is. So my boyfriend and his brother and his brother's friends were there, and I played with them. We play like draw something and heads up and some sort of cards against humanity. I think that's the name of the game. It was really fun. I really like that app. House party. It's all about the games. Of course, I won. I'm a master. I always win on the drawing things and guessing and create, like, choose the most creative and fun card. I have skills. Unfortunately, those game skills are useless. I mean, in life. So I think I just have very useless skills. But I have skills, that's what's matter. And it's not like super good, so it's not like I'm gonna become a professional gamer, because that's not like something. Oh gosh, no. That sounds very boring. I don't like Vegas and all those casinos and games. Thank you, Carl. Weather is nice here. It's kind of warm, but kind of nice too. It's not raining. I've heard that it's raining in the US a lot. Yeah, I don't really want to do that. In Cali, it was. Oh. Yeah, yay. Yeah, it's not raining here at all. But we are in the summertime. We're not on springtime right now. Thank you, FPFG1. So it's not supposed to rain right now. It's just supposed to be very hot. Hello, Cozy Adry Room 1965. Do you have a group? What do you mean? Is virus in your community? I mean, the virus is everywhere. It's like a worldwide problem, so of course. We are in quarantine, just like everybody else. I usually don't scope on Saturdays, but today I thought it would be a good idea. Yeah, I know that. I know US has the most cases, and I noticed that you don't really stay home in the US. Like, you actually go out a lot. And I know a lot of places are closed, but you're not like forced to stay at home. Here we're kind of forced to stay home. And if you're not wearing a mask, you can get a ticket. If you're out at from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m., you can get arrested. So it's very, very extreme in here. And I've noticed in the US, it's not as extreme. Like, you can just still go out and do your things, and it's not that big of a deal, but at the same time, you're getting a lot of cases. So I think it makes sense. Exactly. I think today is Saturday. Now you make me doubt. But yeah, it's Saturday. Hola. Yeah, that's not a good thing to do right now. And a lot of people just can't stay home. Like, I understand that there's a lot of people that are not comfortable staying home, and that's understandable, but when it comes to like virus, you need to put effort in that, and some people just can't, and they don't, and that's what's making it worse. Snitches get rewarded now. Paranoia increased in making things even worse. Well, I have to go out for work anyway, stupid essentialness. But jokes on them, the paranoia fuels me. Kitty, I thought you work on a computer, like you can do your job remotely. Why do you need to go out? I mean, I only go out to the grocery store, and I try to make it as fast as I can. I obviously use a mask, and yeah. And they put in a lot of rules in grocery stores as well. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for people that are actually losing their jobs, or they cannot really, survive this crisis. I haven't gone out in a whole month. What about that? Oopsie. Oh, your name is Jesus. You've been outside. Yeah, I mean, I've been outside because I need to, but not really like going out to somewhere special. Um, well, they say that the virus can just like, I don't know if this is true, obviously. There are a lot of fake news out there everywhere, but it says that the virus can actually like stick on your shoes, and you can bring it home from the streets. Where are you going? So that's the thing, like, not even going on a hike, it's going to be safe at this point because you can just get it from walking out the street. Si hablo español. Thank you. Right, I mean, it's a very extreme way to take care of you or yourself. Like, you have to be very careful and basically very, paranoid about any virus that could just stick to your stuff. Bubbles. Do you guys remember that movie called Bubble Boy? I thought this is the right time to start being bubble boy. Well, I mean, if you think about it, you can just go inside your house, leave the virus somewhere in your shoes, and eventually it kind of gets to a surface where you will touch, and then you're gonna touch your. I mean, it's just, it could happen. But what I usually do is I like clean my shoes before entering the house. I know there aren't any Lysol anywhere. Like, they bring Lysol and people just buy it. And I think they just buy it not for them to use, but to resell. Because it's a good business right now to sell Lysol. So people really take advantage of stuff right now. Yeah, I don't bring my shoes inside. I mean, I do disinfect the shoe and I leave it outside. Like, I just try to take any, what? Try to take as much, I don't know what I'm saying. Hermophobe? Precautions. I mean, obviously I'm not worried about my health, but obviously just spreading. And I don't want to be in a hospital with any visitors or by myself for a long time. That's going to be very depressing. Yeah, I mean, if it kills it when you wash your hands, that's basically an easy way to do it. However, you touch your face more than you realize. Like, we all touch our faces, noses, eyes, mouths, and it's something that it's very unconscious. Like, you don't think about it, you just do it. So you have to be like extremely clean. I don't have any problem with diet. I mean, obviously, sometimes I eat something that I shouldn't be eating, but it's not something I get addicted to. Like, I don't have that kind of habits of eating crap all the time, so I'm not really struggling with that. All right. Yeah, that's what everybody says. Like, they are eating more. I guess they get bored and they think they're hungry, but it's just like boredomness, and trees. I always think about Outcast. So far, exercise is an essential activity in Arizona as long as you maintain social distance. Buenas desde Gran Canaria. Boredomness is the worst test. I get bored. I just have like 2 little canvases this size. It's so tiny because I went to the dollar store and I couldn't find any bigger canvas. And I don't like this size of canvas. It's so hard to paint in here. So I do have, I have 2 of this. I just drop it. I think I'm gonna paint something for my roommate. It's definitely easier to eat all the stuff you have at home. It's kind of evil, but you don't want to not have food at home during the pandemic. I mean, I'm pretty sure all of you Americans have like a lot of food on your houses. Like, I know how you guys live. You always have a lot of food there. And you eat a lot of frozen food, and you eat a lot of canned food, and I don't think you would have a problem with that, to be honest with you. I kind of live like by the week. Like, I just buy fresh stuff every week. And obviously for this type of situation, it's not very practical. Thank you. Yeah, my boyfriend's eating like some sort of like pasta in a can. It looks terrible. It looks disgusting, to be honest with you. I wouldn't ever eat something like that. True, 3 days supply. I want to live forever. Exactly. Fresh pasta is easy to make, but he eats the canned one, which is so ridiculous. We have a lot of organic food here, and I like to eat fresh. I don't really like all, I mean, sometimes I have to eat things that come in a can. It's not my favorite, but sometimes I do. It is less practical. If my food isn't from the can, I won't eat it. Exactly. I'm pretty sure you guys are full of food everywhere. I eat brown pasta. I don't eat the white one, but I think it also gets you very like fat, even if it's brown pasta. So I try not to eat a lot of that. And I my favorite food, I think it's Indian food. Obviously not chicken or anything that comes from an animal, but I love the sauces and tastes of curry and all that kind of sauce that has a lot of spices, and I learned to make that. So right now, like, I'm eating these chickpeas with an Indian sauce, which tastes really good. Porque hablo español. I'm a vegan. Curry. Yeah, it tastes really good. Sometimes I eat that. Sometimes I made this lentil patties. Sí, soy Latina. Yeah, well, it has more than cumin and curd powder. It has a lot of spices, and that makes it really tasty. Coconut milk, cylinder. What else? Pepper. It has, I don't know, paprika, ginger. That's very important. Ginger. Soy de Guatemala, and I like to put very fresh ginger in there. Like, I just like grind it on the sauce, and it gives you a really nice taste. Cumin. Don't make fun of me. Don't make fun of me. Okay? Yeah, I don't buy that naan, if that's how you pronounce it, like a tortilla, because I feel like that makes you very fat. Well, it's pronounced cumin, so that's okay. And that's a very important spice to put there. Like, you can put that in anything and it's gonna taste really good. Squash. I don't eat lettuce. I don't eat salads. Like, never. I hate salads. I am vegan, but people think that being vegan means eating lettuce and tomato, and it's very far from the truth. Like, I hate salads. I'm not a salad girl. I eat a lot of vegetables, yeah. Very like boiled vegetables, like carrots and potatoes and zucchini, and I eat a lot of mushrooms, and I eat high surfing devil. What else? I like the sweet potato as well. I like eggplant, um, psychedelic mushrooms. Vegetarians have more fun. Yeah, I'm not a salad type of girl. Like, I've never going to go to a place and order a salad because I think that's very, I mean, it has no taste and I don't like it. I don't enjoy eating salads. Taco salad. Yeah, I don't eat meat, so I eat a lot of vegetables, and they're like boiled, and sometimes they're raw. And I don't know, I like hot food. I don't like cold food, so that's why I don't really like salads. So if I'm getting lunch, I want my lunch to be hot and not cold. Oh, that fake meat tastes really bad and it's not healthy. I haven't done any online shopping. I am in the jungle, actually. Yeah, I could eat salad as a side dish, yeah. I mean, it's because it's, what time is it? 12:30 here, so the birds are like crazy outside. Like, it's their time right now to shine. It's your time to shine. Not the Zoom again. Yeah, very early. I think 3 a.m. I went to bed at 4 a.m. yesterday and they were like speaking or whatever. Oh, ooh, 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 I don't want to show you my outfit because it's very embarrassing. No, that was a kid. Bird calls. Yeah, I mean, I don't complain. I love this sound in the morning, especially in the morning when. Thank you. It's like I feel like Snow White or something, like in the morning, like with a lot of birds. Crows. I remember in Montreal there were a lot of crows and I really liked it. I like the sound. It's kind of creepy but at the same time interesting. You could immigrate here, but not right now, obviously. But in normal times, yes, I think you would. And my boyfriend still doesn't want to come here, and I'm like trying to convince him like we should make like some face. And he doesn't want to because his career doesn't really work in here and he's afraid to just not have enough money. I mean, if I was rich, maybe he would come, but since that's not the case, I should make like a what? Well, they go to sleep when you go to sleep, so yeah, I don't know what's going on with my phone. It's getting crazy. What do you mean? How's that gonna work? What? Of course. There's people that live here with, like, I would say, I don't even know. We have a lot of poor people here. But I live with less than $50,000 per year for sure. So I mean, it depends on how do you want to live. Like, they're getting crazy. I would say middle class would earn, I don't know, per year. I don't think about money that way. I know that's a very US style way of thinking. I think per month, and I would say like media class would earn about $1,500 per month. Thank you. I'm not a queen. Jungle View. Let's see. That would be. I need to make a calculus thing. Let me check here. Okay, so living in a place like this per month costs 500 and probably $50 per month to live in a place like where I live right now. New adventures? There's no way I can have new adventures being in quarantine. But there are so many places here that are really nice. I like Antigua, Guatemala, which is the old city of Guatemala. I feel like that's a very peaceful place to live, but you can also have a lot of parties and a lot of people from different countries come to that place in specific. And then this is a very big apartment, like because it's kind of old. So, like the new apartments are very tiny now. Like they just have like the essential and no space for anything else. This one, it's pretty big. It has like three rooms, two bathrooms. Okay, three bathrooms. Like it has a little service room, has a kitchen, living room, dinner room, or whatever you call it. Laundry room. It's really big. Zacapa, that's like a very hot place. Um, the bunny. I think if you're a white American, you can live in a better place than this one. I'm more safe. I would say you should go to Antigua, Guatemala, which is the old city, like I said. I think there's a lot of Americans living there, a lot of European people living there, making business and earning money. Um, Lands in here are very cheap compared to lands in the US, and they have a really nice view. My mom just bought one land up the mountains, and you can see all the volcanoes and everything. It's a really nice land, and it was not expensive. For an American, I would say it would be really cheap. Pandy, it's in my bed, just resting. Squintla, I wouldn't live in Squintla. It's too hot. It's near the beach, but houses and areas are not as cool, I would say. I mean, if you want to live near the beach, it's a good idea, but and I don't think it's expensive. I would live there if I had enough money and like a job in there. I would live in Antigua or Atitlan, because they have there is like a really nice lake in there. The best to surf, it's called like a beach called Sipacate, I think. Sipacate. Okay, it's not spelled right. But yeah, it's in Escuintla. There's a, a beach there where you can surf. Get saltenang. You guys know people from very random towns in Guatemala. Isabel is very nice too. Me, I'm like 2 hours driving, so not too far. I mean, it's a small country, so nothing's really far. I mean, obviously the jungle where the Mayan ruins are, that's very far. But beach, it's not really far. To live in Minnesota, Champerico. I'm not sure, honestly. I think I've been there, but I'm not sure if it's a good one to surf. I've heard that a lot of Americans are actually moving to Belize or Mexico. I don't know why people are leaving the US and moving to places like Belize and Mexico. Yeah, I've seen a lot. When I try to show you guys, they just like hide or something. But I see birds every day. Oh, like they're everywhere. Oh, what do you mean? Like the Guatemalan bird? It's like quetzal. That's our national Guatemalan bird. I've been in the Mayan ruins twice. Let's see if I can show you the bird. Yeah, and they speak English, so you actually can speak with people in there because that's their language. I mean, I think they have another language, but English is like everybody speak English in there. Okay, I cannot see the bird. I want to see like a video with the bird. Oh, why always? Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's the quetzal. It's the national bird of Guatemala. Yes, queen. It's kind of like funny music. So I think at least here in Guatemala we learn English in school since we are, I mean, it depends on which school. That's how your English is going to be. But I was talking to my roommate yesterday and we were talking about how a lot of people that study in the same school as us didn't really speak English. So I guess it depends on each person. Like, you get the education, you get it's just like the same in the US when you take Spanish class, and it depends on you if you're gonna like master it or you're just gonna be like, oh, I took some classes when I was in high school. I know how to say burrito, I know how to say jalapeño and tequila, and that's about it. So we do learn a lot. My school was actually really good at teaching English. We had a lot of classes in English, science, grammar, reading, conversation. We took classes every single day for hours. But there are some people that was in my school that cannot speak English for some reason. Guilty. Yeah, I mean, it's all about like if you really like the language and you're gonna really practice or get into the language and the culture. Because I learned English in school, but I also listened to a lot of English music, watch movies in English, traveled to the US, had a lot of friends that speak English. So I got really into it, and I know a lot of culture from the US and the UK. So it's all about like how do you want to, master the language. Taco. That's pretty cool. So I think like you guys need to marry someone who speaks another language. So when you have kids, your kids can speak two languages. I know people that know how to speak two languages and they have kids and they don't really talk to them in a different language, just English. And they grew up and they just know English, which I think it's a waste of time and opportunity. Oh no. The bunny. What do you think we're on here trying to do? Not me, guys. But I would say like I was dating a guy that was French, if you remember. And I thought like, ooh, that's really nice because if we have kids, we can speak English, French, and Spanish. I mean, they will speak English, French, and Spanish. Because I'll speak to my kid in Spanish, he will speak to the kid in French, and we are going to speak English with each other. So that's so cool. But now I have this American boyfriend who doesn't speak Spanish. So I guess our kid or whatever would have just two languages, English and Spanish. Brazilian supermodel. Yeah, that doesn't really happen. That was a long time ago. Speaks American in JavaScript probably. No, he doesn't know how to program. He's not a coder. Polish to that. And I mean, I was thinking maybe you can put your kid to learn a third language. Like you can speak to your kid in Spanish, he can speak English, and we can speak English, and then the kid can take like an extra class from an extra language just to, learn. I think speaking different language is really cool. Yeah, I think my boyfriend could learn some coding, but I don't think he's into that. Like he could, and he doesn't. I mean, because it's not required, I guess. He said that he wanted to learn Python or something. I'm not sure what the name was. Python, I think. Are you from? I wish we were taught more languages in US schools when we were young. Python, yeah. How can I learn Spanish? Can I learn by watching TV shows? I mean, I think there are people that have this skill of learning another language and they can actually learn pretty fast. They're like naturally skilled to learn a different language, and I know people that learn English by just listening to music or watching movies, and that's very impressive. And I also, this is gonna sound bad, but I was also dating a Portuguese guy, and Portuguese and Spanish is kind of similar, and I cannot speak Portuguese, even if I know it's very close to Spanish, but he could actually speak Spanish. And I was so impressed, and I just asked him, when did you learn Spanish? And he said, no, I think it's very similar to Portuguese, so that's why I'm speaking Spanish. I'm like, okay, that's very impressive. I don't know what you're talking about, Katie. And you know that. Sí hablo bien español. Yeah, I mean, it's some people say like if you know Spanish, you can speak Italian, Portuguese, French. I don't think so. I mean, I'm struggling learning French. I don't think I know a lot of French. You have to have good memory, you have to practice, you have to understand how the language works. I understand Portuguese and I understand Italian. I also understand French, but I cannot speak the language. That's a whole different thing. I mean, this guy could speak Spanish, like speak, which to me was like, wow, like how? Yeah, I mean, Italian is very easy to understand for me, like very, very easy. Same as Portuguese. French, I understand, but I wouldn't say it's really easy to understand. I guess I know some words and it kind of like sounds similar. German is such a difficult language. Si hablo español. I don't even know how to say that. You gotta go back to homework. What is HW? Tienes que aprender otro. Bueno, no tengo que, pero me gustaría aprender francés. Russian sounds hard. Homework, I gotta write a lit review. Oh, okay, good luck. Jared. Now, German is easy, and if you don't know a word, you just smash four together to describe it. Oh God. I admire people that actually learn Japanese, Chinese, and I mean, that language is completely different. Like, it has nothing in common with any of our, languages. I don't smoke. I wanted to learn Japanese, but I think that's impossible for me. Yo hablo francés, pero inglés no. Russian is simple. Once you get past the alphabet, they don't break their language rules too much. I'm just gonna stick to my Portuguese lessons. German is phonetic. I find it easy. Okay. Like Spanish, there's 14 exceptions to every rule. Yeah, Spanish, I don't know. Yeah, it's a whole mess, I would say. Gracias. I don't know about English. I think when you learn English when you're like a kid, it doesn't seem difficult, but if you start learning when you're an adult, it gets very tricky. Like, I'm still learning a lot of things, you know that. And I obviously make a lot of mistakes, and just to remember to do it, it's just hard. Like, there are some rules in English that are hard to remember as well. No sé si es fácil, depende de cada quien. Para algunas personas sí, para otros no. English is easy because if you don't know a word, you can just describe it. You're pretty damn good though. Oh, thank you, Kitty. I found my other canvas. So this is my idea. I'm probably going to put them together so I can make a big canvas. Since I don't like the size of these ones. Too small for me. Like, it's so hard to paint in a small canvas. So I want to make it like, probably like this. Yes, queen. Still, I'm not sure what I'm going to paint yet. Kiss me a Mexico. What I meant. Okay, so I hope I kind of like entertain you for a bit or distract you from a boring quarantine day, because I'm bored too. But I hope to make another scope soon.